Here's the answer to the question that I knew, and I still might get it from the new Castrati. Well, we have two other federal judges who said that Obamacare is constitutional. What about that? What about that? What about that? Here's the true answer. Don't doubt me. It means nothing. Here's why. If even one court rules that a law is unconstitutional, it doesn't matter that two courts haven't. This is pure logic, folks. If one court, just one, this Judge Vinson, rules that a law, any law, is unconstitutional, the regime does not have the ability to choose between court decisions. It can't say, well, I'm going to ignore Judge Vinson. I'm going to go back and we're going to obey and deal with these other two. Can't do that. The regime must comply with federal court rulings. Isn't that what the libs tell us, by the way? Those two decisions are of no consequence because they don't prevent the government from acting. We have a ruling here that in its scope supersedes those two. This decision voids Obamacare. This decision throws it out. This decision prevents the federal government from acting. This decision prevents the federal government from implementing the law. So, as a matter of legal recourse, the regime needs to get that resolved. It cannot say we don't care what the court says. It cannot say we're going to rely on the decisions that we like. So we all know where this is headed. It's going to be up to the Supreme Court to sort out the divisions among the lower courts, which it will do when it eventually rules. In the meantime, the executive branch is not free to pick and choose or sort them out. It must comply with a decision striking down the law. Now, the legal experts are guessing next year the case will be in the appeals court. SCOTUS will take it up in 2012. That's just people guessing as to the time frame of this. My point is that the regime has to deal with a federal decision voiding its law. In the other cases, they didn't have to take any action. No action was needed because the courts didn't rule that way. Courts just ruled on various aspects, but it did not prevent the regime from acting. This decision does. Now, the Republicans in the House and Senate must be ready for the Supreme Court to take an opposite position. I'm not saying they will. And I hope to God the court doesn't. But you have to assume, it's in golf, you have to assume the opponent's going to make the putt. You have to assume the other side is going to perform to its max. You just have to assume that in preparing your strategy. The Republicans in the House and Senate, as a matter of strategy here, must be ready for the Supreme Court to overturn Judge Vinson. That's why, in the meantime, they must continue to pursue repeal of the whole law. None of this, well, there's parts in it that we like. They got cover now. A judge has said the whole thing is unconstitutional. So ditch the whole thing, defund the whole thing. No deals, no negotiations. Kill it. Now, this is counterintuitive to certain Republican leaders. They spent years and years up there making deals and looking for common ground. But this is not an occasion to look for common ground. This is an occasion to build upon a decision that rules the fundamental building block of Obama's reason to be president, unconstitutional. Don't misread this and conclude that for PR and political reasons, they'll do something weak or something else. It would be disastrous for them, for the party, and mostly the nation. A golden opportunity awaits.